Good morning, Mayor and Council. I'm speaking in support of items 5 and 27 because we need to expand black voices. The voices of our African American brothers and sisters needs to be heard, especially after America chose to elect a white supremacist and educated rapist over the first African American female in United States history. And that's why it's so important, now more than ever, to be an ally to the black community. I'm in a non-traditional relationship, and the lover that my wife took is an African American with Puerto Rican ancestry. And I see firsthand the struggle that people of color go through on a daily basis thanks to my wife's boyfriend, Armando. Our country was built on a legacy of white supremacy, and we need to foster a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion here in Austin, especially since we elected a literal Nazi to be president. And my wife, she's put me on a sex strike because she is no longer able to seek reproductive health care. And before the election, I had my very own chair right by the bedroom. And now I have to watch my wife and Armando make love from the closet. And it's so lonely in there. So please, 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 for the love of science, for the love of healthcare, pass item 27 because abortion is healthcare, and I am an ally to women.
You're really going to clap at that?
I was like, hey, Donnie, meet my friends. They're going to just immediately talk about politics.
No, there wasn't even any warning.
There was no warning. There was
Right.
It was literally like, hi, Donnie, nice to meet you. We're talking about the election right now. We're going to get your take as a white man.
Yeah. So, hey, it's the God Awful Gospel Hour.
Oh, can I get it plugged in, or did you?
Oh, yeah. You need to plug in your headphones. I just hit record, and we're going. We're good. We're just doing a laid back recovering Veterans Day podcast today.
We're gonna keep it chill, just because the world is so chill right now.
Yeah,
So we want to
chill
match
world.
existing
Chill world.
vibes.
Is the world? I actually don't know. In 2016 I was more online than I am now, and so my take is that people aren't going as nuts, but maybe people are going as nuts.
No, it's like people are going nuts in their little echo chambers, but it's not like a global vomiting of outcry and screaming and all that like it was in 2016. I mean, there's been some good TikTok videos of like women in their cars screaming,
What if I wake up a slave?
Yeah. But yeah, so Chris and I went to Central Machine Works, the best place to get your post-election takes, right? East Austin.
Absolutely.
Lots of alternative type lifestyles, right?
Yeah.
And
lots of various fags.
Yeah.
a potpourri.
Yeah.
A veritable cornucopia.
So we got to talk to some liberal women about their thoughts and their feelings. What was interesting was trying to talk about anything besides like racism and misogyny.
Yeah.
It's always like, you got to go back to that. It's like that's what stops any like examination. It's just like, just misogyny. Then I don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have to do any mental work at all.
Right.
So everybody blames white men for ruining everything, but it's just because we were the ones running shit. Whoever was running shit would have fucked shit up.
Yeah.
It's just not going well in Africa. There's warlords that like eat babies and make children mine diamonds.
That's true.
I don't know if there's any women-run countries, but
I don't think in Africa they're really letting women run countries. I don't know.
Germany's got Merkel or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they
Mexico now has a female. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, well, how are they so? I thought, because it's all like, oh, fucking Latinos voted for Trump, and it's like, well, then why did they elect a woman in Mexico?
Right. If the reason that they voted for Trump is because they're so misogynistic.
Yeah.
Then how is it possible that they elected a woman? Yeah.
Well, you're not a woman, so you don't know.
That's true.
Like,
guess the conversation's over.
Yeah, I know. It's like that's not an argument. Like,
No, the control for the experiment is I would have done it better if it was my people.
Right. Yeah.
And you just have to believe that.
Right. Yeah.
You were doing it wrong.
Right.
And we would have done it better. Go back 200 years and do a multiverse.
Right.
Model it with AI.
an alternate.
Yeah.
make the butterfly flap its wings in
Show
a
me
different
exactly
direction.
how y'all would have done everything right.
I think I said it, and if I didn't, it is my point. But like I was like, yeah, when Democrats stopped focusing on normal people and started focusing on like a bunch of crazy shit, like
Yeah.
trans operations for illegal immigrant prisoners.
The
That's
1%
when
of the 1% of probability of shit happening.
right.
There's
That-
not people going into the wrong bathroom every day, everywhere.
right.
That barely happens.
That's where they lost it. They just stopped giving a shit about regular people and their problems and started caring about this other thing. And she's like, no, well, yeah, maybe it's that, but it's also that we would never elect a black woman in America. And it's like, I actually kind of wish that Candace Owens ran against.
That's what I don't know. Say if you heard the new Sam
I did.
Harris
Yeah,
says,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you guys
yeah,
keep
yeah.
doing this,
Yeah,
they're
sorry,
gonna
I
elect
did
Candace
plagiarize,
Owens
yeah.
just to piss you off.
Yeah, yeah.
How'd y'all find these girls?
Yeah.
Did they just girls come up and
They're,
talk to you?
No,
one
they're
of
my
them's a
friends.
friend of.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought
yeah,
you pulled
friends
some
of-
No.
skanky strange.
One of them was
rando
one of them was a very nice, very sweet lawyer, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Because after I found out she was a lawyer, I'd have been like, then why are you doing the? Well, you're not a woman, so you don't understand. Like that's a horrible lawyer's argument.
Ad
That
hominem.
doesn't win you any type of lawsuit or whatever. Like you argue for a living. You debate for a living. You should know how to do this.
Yeah, okay, well then you're not a man, so you don't understand.
Yeah.
How
Right.
it feels to have to run shit and pay for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And get out of bed.
Where are we?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a
4
sticker.
minutes.
The
4
Biden,
minutes.
I
That's
did
pretty
that
good.
sticker for the gas pumps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a sticker of a woman in bed that says "I did
I
that"
did
for
that.
like the fallen price of blueberries now, and everything that goes good under Trump. I'm gonna have a sticker of a lady sleeping. They didn't vote,
Yeah.
so because you have to get out of bed
Yeah.
to do anything.
Right.
There's
If
no
you're-
from bed voting.
Yeah,
That's how they've been excluding women
Dude,
voters. That's how
yeah.
they're being
That's
oppressed.
the new Jim Crow for
They
women.
need to enable in bed voting.
Yeah.
That's how they're doing that on purpose to stop women from voting.
Yeah, and then
See how they
the
did
other
that?
person, the other person that we talked to was actually she was
Jargon.
cool. She was basically like a female. I mean, she kind of reminded me of like a female Patrice O'Neill a little bit.
Yeah.
like she
Hell
kind of
yeah.
looked and talked like him.
Yeah.
but of course, very
Real Wakanda sites.
very lesbian, very
Yeah.
very of course progressive and all that. But she talked more about because she's got a podcast where she actually talks to like the local politicians. She talked about the mayoral stuff, which is pretty interesting to hear her point of view on it.
That's still tight, right?
She was he won by a lot, but
Yeah, there was no runoff for Kirk Watson.
there's no runoff, but it was tighter than he thought it was going to be, and she was
Dude, I made a Trump playlist. Slam! That's on there.
Yeah.
Smack My Bitch Up is on
oh
there.
yeah, yeah.
Some Indigo Girls
Yeah.
for Tim Waltz taking that kid to the fucking gay thing or whatever.
yeah.
That'll get you knocked out of the election. They're
Yeah.
going to make that illegal to take
Yeah.
a gay kid to the Indigo
No,
Girls.
yeah, you can't
do that anymore.
No, yeah, I actually thought that her takes on the mayoral thing were really good because she wasn't like she's like, yeah, I would have loved to see a woman of color, but I also really like Kirk Watson and he's a really nice guy, and he's
And
you
she
know
was like, "Well, he is a white man." Like, it's so funny how like progressive women just say "white" with such vitriol and venom in their voice. White,
Yeah.
white. You
Yeah.
know, it's.
I hate
I'm like,
to be
I'm like,
part of the
man.
winning team so much, but they don't stop winning.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's
You're gonna
white men
get
have
tired
done
of
some
winning.
classic white men shit. Like I don't see any other cultures doing like an Enron. That's sophisticated white dude shit.
That's
of
true.
Fucking up the world.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe if the roles were switched, everybody's fucking greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Don't try to act like you're like Trump. The first thing he's gonna do is get rid of all his legal stuff. You would do the fucking same shit.
yeah.
I would do that.
If you're under legal pressure, you're
Everybody
like,
yelling at Tony Hinchcliffe about taking that gig. You would have fucking took that gig.
oh, totally.
Packed MSG.
Yeah.
Who cares who's running it?
Dude, you know what?
Don't try to act like you're better than everybody.
It's so crazy that like that happened. Like, okay, I'm gonna repeat Sam Harris again. They had that rally, and Hinchcliffe said that shit about Puerto Ricans, and then literally, like, not just Latino men, like in Osceola County, for
They
example,
got out of bed.
they got out of bed. The Puerto Rican men and women showed up in droves.
They're already up there at Home
and
Depot.
that's true. Yeah,
They didn't get picked up, so they went to go vote.
they voted in drove. They went in droves and voted for Trump. Like,
They should make all the immigrants cops, but
Yeah.
unarmed, like from RRR with a stick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
if they get killed, it's not this big stigma of, oh, you're a cop killer. It's just
Yeah.
like, well, you get rid of one of the immigrants. You just put them all in the line of fire with no gun and a stick and say,
Oh,
"You're a
man.
cop now.
Why did you
Get on the ground."
why did you support Audrey? You should have run yourself. You have really good takes on this stuff.
2024 is not ready for me. I'm looking at 2032.
Oh, okay, 2030.
I need a little more gray. I need my dick to stop working.
That's
So I
You
can
take
make
all that energy and
Clear
use it.
decisions.
well, dude, I can contribute to that right now. I'll come punch you in the dick.
I think you're gonna run me dry.
Hey, either way, run me dry. He says.
You slurp me
You've
off.
been slurped off. They've been
You're gonna dump 'em out. Are you
They've
gonna dump 'em out?
dump 'em out, and now I'm running him
Dumped out and
dry.
slipped off. So and another one was when she said, "When's the you only hear about likability whenever it's a man versus a woman." I'm like, no, it's been likability every single time.
Unfounded
Yeah.
claim.
Obama was
Unquantifiable
cooler
claim.
than Romney.
Yeah.
George
Making
W.
shit up.
Bush was cooler than Al Gore.
Right.
Bill Clinton was way cooler than both of his Bob Dole and George W. Bush. It's always who's
I've-
cooler and who has more
So you're saying
charisma.
a girl made up a fake situation where she was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
A fake hypothetical where she was right the whole time.
Where
If
she
we
was
would've
right
done it, we
until
would've done it.
until you think
Yeah.
about it for
Yeah.
10 seconds. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to do that.
Well, I've had other. I mean, she's a very good old friend, but I've had other things where we're just talking about stuff, and she'll just basically like shut me down. She's like, "Well, I've read a lot more about like neuroscience than you have," and that's
It's like it's one of those where like, well, you just you just don't know, and I'm like, well, then what do you know? Like, give me
Yeah.
the specific things
yeah,
that you know.
Just tell
you
me,
know?
and then
Yeah.
we can like
Yeah.
once we both have a common understanding of the world, then
Yeah.
we can argue this
Yeah.
point based on having
If-
the same
If
context.
I don't know what it's like to be a woman, then it's up to you to explain it to me.
Yeah.
Well, if anything
know?
that we've said gets around to anybody we knew, that means the podcast is doing really well.
Yeah, that's true.
That
yeah.
reach has gone far enough to affect our personal lives.
Yeah.
I just want
Oh,
pretty
man,
good
it'll
shape.
be a great day. Yeah.
I just want to get us big enough to where one of us gets to open for Trump and say racial jokes.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
The Eskimos are coming on rafts.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see an Eskimo
Yeah.
on a raft. That would be a fucking highlight of my week.
Donnie, I wanted to call you from my mother-in-law's house yesterday because the smoke alarms were going off because we're house sitting and they're out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to see if you were like, Josh, where are you calling from? I didn't know you had black friends.
Oh, were they beeping?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Were they all out of battery?
Yeah.
Hey, why do you have to house at her house? Is it like a there's
They're old,
something?
they travel a lot. They got cats. It's right down the road.
Oh, cats.
It's my wife's job that she does.
Oh, right. You've told me about this.
Yeah.
That you do.
And when I take the kids to school, I park in this residential area, and they're kind of cunty about the parking, even though I'm there for 10 minutes. This lady came out and gardened her piece of shit strip between the sidewalk and the street that had been in disrepair for ages that I parked next to. Like, you could barely park because all the bushes are like on the car.
Yeah.
She came out in a headscarf and was bent over gardening. And when we got in, I was like, Walter, don't talk to this bitch. She's trying to performatively act like we fucked up her day for 10 minutes being here. She's never been out there. They don't never touch that patch of grass. So he got in the car, I got in the car, and she's looking up at us with her trowel like, eh. And he was like, do you think she has cancer with her because she has a headscarf? And I'm like, no, she's stolen cancer valor.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Yes.
She just put that on to garden performatively like we ruined her day.
Yeah.
I told you don't talk to her. Don't fucking look at her, man. She got you already with her fake headscarf.
What's a good,
I have cancer and I have to use a trowel and I'm dying.
What's a good instead of stolen valor, is it like stolen pity, stolen
Sympathies.
stolen
That's what they
Sympathies,
said on
that's
that.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
sympathies.
from Dudley and Bob. It's the guy, our friend. I could have been killed because the car hit the South
Yeah.
by. Thing.
Oh, have I told you
No,
about
I
that
don't
story?
think
Okay,
so.
so the friend of ours, right? That friend of ours.
Yeah, yeah.
He
The panda bear.
so you weren't here then, but in 2014, a guy drove a car into
know about it, though.
a crowd of people at
Chris
South
could have
by.
been killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
True.
yeah, he was in the same hemisphere, and so I have gotten a bunch of different versions of this from this friend of ours who said that, like, he made it at times he makes it sound like he was literally stepping off the curb, and the car missed him by 6 inches and then ran over people down the street. But this friend of ours, we're like, I don't think that. I mean, you were maybe in the area.
Yeah.
You were maybe, on the, saw it happen, but he loves to make it like, That guy tried to kill me. I almost died. You know, like
There's an
he
old
was
Italian comedian that did a joke about that with his balls. Anywhere you get shot, like if you even get shot in the face, it's like fucking 3 feet from my fucking balls. I could have been shot in the nuts.
Yeah.
He loses a whole arm. He's like, I've got at least,
Yeah.
Not the
It
get
was
me in
so-
the balls.
Yeah, it was so close to my nuts.
Just another way to be a dramatic woman about things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. This guy sounds like a real bitch.
Yeah. Oh,
Can we get him
I'm
over
not
here?
the only
You haven't
one that
talked to
talks
him in
about
years,
dramatic
right?
yeah. He has to pay me $10,000 in reparations. In friend
Oh,
reparations.
you're demanding reparations.
that's
I don't blame you.
that's-
Yeah, I feel like that's
40
probably
ounces and a mule.
warranted.
Yeah.
Did you buy backpacks every year for your kids for school?
No.
This is just some fucking virtue signaling that's going on with the moms.
No.
They have backpack charities at my work all the time because kids need backpacks. And we got a garage full of fucking backpacks because they get a new one every year for some reason. And they get a new water jug every year for no reason. And they keep getting bigger. So it's heavier. And now they took the lockers away because of the shootings. So these kids are running around with an iron tankard of water,
Yeah.
a brand new Columbia backpack every year, just so that all the moms can look at each other at drop off and be like, "You fucking poor.
Oh man, really?
I need a nice one."
That's funny. Jacob, he still has the same back. So he was really into David Bowie as a kid.
You can buy a backpack for life from
Yeah.
fucking Fjallraven when they go into kindergarten.
We bought him a JanSport backpack when he
Yeah.
was in 3rd grade, and we put a Bowie patch on it.
Yeah.
And he still has that same backpack from 3rd grade. He's in fucking 11th grade. He'll have it until he's out of high school, unless
Yeah.
like it gets stolen. But
It's because you choose to engage in financial arguments more often than I do.
no, dude. I'll
I
tell.
step back, I go, "Oh, whatever.
I'll tell you
I'm
this.
broke."
Kristen is she's such a fucking cheapskate.
Nice.
Like every goddamn day, like
Fucking Jew broad.
the every well, you've seen her. She ain't too Jewy, but the other like last night we're driving home and she's like, "Gosh, I just don't feel like cooking." I'm like, "Then let's not cook," because we're so on this like we only eat out once a week. And she's like, "But we just had drinks at this thing." I'm like, "We're not gonna go pour eating out twice in one week, like
Calm
doing
down,
two
Yentl.
things." Yeah, exactly. Like, but she won't get her hair cut. She won't like get her nails done. She she's like, "I really want to go
He's
get."
like a simple pioneer.
She kind of is. I mean, within reason, but like, she's like, "Oh, I want to get my hair cut, but it's $45 at Supercuts." I'm like, "Bitch, you ain't gotta go to Supercuts. Like, you just go to a real
Yeah.
place.
Spend $120 every once in a while.
You
right?
can spend $120 once a year,
Yeah.
twice a year, 3 times. It doesn't fucking matter. Not like I don't care at all, but she's so far on the other end of the spending. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can do something kind of normal. Now, having said that,
Why Kristen is wasteful? Is there a wasteful culture? Who wastes money?
white women.
Black people with the rims and the jewelry.
yeah.
My
maybe
wife
that,
is a
yeah.
black spender.
She
a black
spins
spender.
like a black athlete.
Like, yeah. What does she?
Every time she gets glasses, she's like, "I'm sorry, it was $300. I went to fucking get glasses. I didn't have to pay anything."
Right.
She's like, "You probably have a better plan." I'm like, "We all have the same shit.
Yeah.
It's a blanket thing.
Yeah.
They're not going to give Daddy better shit."
No.
We're all
She
paying for
probably
this.
It's all the same
she
thing.
probably
Yeah.
gets the thing that is the extra $300.
Yeah, she
on
pays
top
for
of
the
it.
blue blocker and the shatterproof and the warranty. I don't even never had glasses, so I'm like, give me the shittiest ones. I'll see if they even work.
Right.
And then we'll go crazy from there.
Right.
But I didn't.
I ain't going to Warby Parker. I'm going to the optometrist
Yeah.
and getting the free
Yeah.
rim.
Getting to see if they work.
Vision
for
Works.
us.
That's
Vision
where I
Works,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where I went.
Oh, Kristen likes Vision Works too.
But
Yeah.
I used Chat GPT to look at that picture of my inside of my eyeball. I didn't know you could do that.
That's cool. Yeah.
To analyze it medically. You just
Yeah.
have to give it specific. I didn't know it could scan medical photos.
Yeah. You could scan anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it said my eyes are gay and retarded.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
this one's gay and this one's retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I can see the future.
That's
Alex
Kamala's
Jones-
totally going to win in the gay retarded future.
Yeah, I can see the
Trump is
multiverse.
finished. He's going to jail. Fuck yeah.
It would have been everything
you
would have
say
been
Trump?
fine.
Yeah.
from the John Oliver thing.
Yeah. Dude, so they're like that was the joke. I mean, I have a friend who is so speaking of the last week, you know how the when you talk about when you're a kid and they're like, here's how you write an essay or whatever.
5-paragraph essay.
Right.
or
You're going to
something.
tell them what you're going to tell them.
the thesis. Yeah.
You tell them.
Yeah.
And then you tell them what you told them.
Right.
I'm at the telling them what I told them
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
part of it
Yeah,
this
yeah,
last
yeah.
week, because what I've been doing, like in our Discord, is I've been going back and just pulling up little posts I've made of the points that I've made and that they ignored or they
I have all the
argued with
documents
or
right
whatever, and
Yeah.
just been like rubbing it in people's faces. So one of my friends, he once Elon Musk bought Twitter, he went over to Threads. So he's constantly posting things from Threads. And my joke is that Threads is where all the people who still unironically call him Drumpf.
Yeah. Isn't there some other
Go.
one like Blue
You know.
Sky or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
Blue Sky's this and Mastodon. Some of those are kind of the same ones.
Yeah.
Okay, stop using the phone then and then the TV. These are platforms that everyone has. Twitter is now like an appliance.
Yeah.
You can't not say I don't watch television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think is funny is
Right.
all the people who are just bitchy about Twitter, which again, Twitter has become a right wing retard, conspiratard, idiot, Tucker Carlson, whatever,
You
dumb
can't
place,
eat fruit in
right?
your feed?
Oh, they force that shit into your feed.
Okay, they force it down your throat. They
yeah.
gay shit.
And
They rub your face.
They rub your face.
it's opposite now.
Oh.
So, but all the people who were like, "This is so hard, I'm leaving." Where did Joe Biden announce that he was dropping out of the race?
Twitter.
It was Twitter.
Yeah.
He posted a message on Twitter saying he was dropping out of the race.
Right.
I mean,
Drop
it's
trial.
still the place. Like that was kind of a masterstroke by Elon Musk. He bought Twitter, and then I think him owning Twitter might have helped Trump.
Yeah, that's when he
win the
became a
election
lame duck.
supposedly,
He
you
became
know?
a lame
Yeah.
duck when he dropped out. Then it didn't
Yeah.
even fucking matter. And it was funny is he's been lame. He can't like use stairs.
Right.
And then Trump is only alive because he ducked.
That's true. Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah,
lame
that's
and duck.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Alex Jones's U-Haul is back at my wife's mother's street
Oh.
because he's dropping all the charges for everybody.
Well,
Wait.
Isn't he making Alex Jones like this?
Alex
Wait,
Jones is
what's
Alex,
dropping?
Alex Jones is all civil shit. That still counts. President can't do anything about that. But
He took all his valuables to his daddy's house.
yeah, he doesn't have to. I guess
Forfeiture.
Alex Jones doesn't have to worry about anything federally. I guess now. But yeah, there's a joke that he should be the press secretary, which is something I made a joke about like 6 months ago. That if Trump wins, Alex Jones
Pull
is
it
going to
up.
be his
Pull up the
press
chat history.
secretary.
Holy
did it.
shit, man! If that happened, that would be That would be incredible. That truly would be like the most glaring step towards idiocracy.
I mean, that
I know
is
we-
idiocracy. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I mean, it's when he's already announced that Stephen Miller is going to be his chief of staff for policy. That's as close as you can get to having like freaking Gables or Himmler or somebody in
Right.
charge. Like that's. I mean, he's as close. Like I know that the people online like Nazi, but he's about as close as you can get in like respectable
All
politics.
these people are going to
Yeah.
end up in Argentina in 20 years.
yeah.
Hiding.
Yeah.
Have you guys been judging people by their bumper stickers for which president they voted for since the election?
All I ever see is Harris ones. So.
Yeah, I'm like, this dumb lady's not going. The light turned green. She's doom scrolling. And I'm always right. I pull up next to her. I'm like, oh, there's your phone. There's
Yeah.
this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's your vagina.
It is actually really incredible. Like every morning I walk down Escarpment. I'm walking down Escarpment, and the amount of people who are driving by who are not looking at the road at all. They're just looking at their phone when they're
And you have
driving.
a Trump sticker on your truck, and you drive like a gentleman.
I drive like a goddamn
Yeah,
gentleman.
politely.
Yeah.
Taking up a lot of space, but you're respectful of
That's right.
everybody's.
That's right.
Driving confidently because your guy won.
That's right.
yeah.
I'm taking America back.
And people with Jill Stein have like turn signals going right and left, and they don't know which way they want to fucking go. It's actually for a U-turn. It's a left turn signal, but I'm U-turning.
Oh man, I'm glad we didn't get into who we voted for yesterday. I don't know if I could have actually sat through
Everyone's gonna lie,
them
depending on who
dealing
they're
with
talking to.
you saying that you voted for.
I wrote in Cornell West.
Cornell
I mean, I
West.
figured that the black lesbian chick would have at least been respected.
Actually, no.
that,
Yeah,
right?
I think
You know?
I think
She would've sucked
actually.
your dick.
I mean, because he's as liberal and left wing
Yeah.
as you could get in this election. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to his platform, it's all like justice for our brothers and sisters, you know, and,
Yeah.
and it's very Black Lives Matter, but of course, it's also very, very class based
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yeah, how angry some people would probably be at me.
Well, yeah,
I'm like, it's
yeah.
fucking Texas. Trump won Texas by like what, like 12 points or something. Like he won,
Landslide.
and that's the other thing is that. you know, he got so many more votes. This was probably the best thing that could have happened as far as him being a little bitch, is because okay, you got everything. Yes, everyone loves you. Look how good you did.
That's what
you
you
can
do
be
with a
happy now. You don't
spoiled
have to
baby.
like get mad and say they cheated or any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Give the baby what they want.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It was very telling, though, that in the early morning of Election Day, on Twitter or on Truth Social or whatever, he's like,
Pennsylvania, yeah.
massive cheating
Yeah.
in Philadelphia. It's like, no, there's no fucking cheating, you dipshit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there is some cheating, but
Yeah.
what are you doing?
So this is a Christian podcast now. It's the God. This is great.
I mean, it's the
Gospel
God
Hour.
awful gospel hour.
Oh, yeah.
We're
It's,
all about it.
South Austin's most Christian.
Yeah. We're gonna have
male
only
Christian.
trad wife guests. I'm trying to book them, but they don't get out of bed, and when they do, they're too busy making a sandwich. Please don't use our podcast as kink content. These are Christian women,
Which, yeah.
real
That's right.
Christian women who would never lie to their husband
No.
at the
Yeah.
polls.
They
Because
will
Jesus
not
is
show
watching.
ankle.
Yeah,
They
that's
will
right.
not show
Yeah.
ankle.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Sandra Bullock told them to lie at the polls to their husband and not
Yeah.
vote for Trump. But Jesus is watching everything. If
Yeah.
you are a real Christian wife,
That's true.
what's
Yeah.
more likely is liberal husbands lie to their wives
Mm-hmm.
that said they were going to do Kamala and go do Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you can go home to your wife.
I know I
and
told your
she's-
boyfriend that I was going to vote for Kamala.
Then you can go home to your wife and go, "Yes, honey, you're right, but the government says you have to shut up." I don't know. Yeah. I didn't make the rules.
Hey,
These are rules.
I
didn't
don't make the rules, okay? Now shut your fucking trap.
Sorry, honey. The government says, "Shh,
Yeah.
Yeah, the government.
back to bed."
Your body, my choice.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
God, that one, so the gloating is like, and you know, like Rogan and some of those people come out saying, guys, it's time to don't gloat, like please just try to like say, do some unity. Like Rogan is basically trying to get to Trump, saying just like try and reunite us, like don't quit with this, you know, punishing and revenge stuff, please.
No way, dude. Fuck yeah, victory lap.
Yeah, no.
Woo! There's no, yeah. There's,
Flags on the truck.
There's
Yeah.
no world where Trump doesn't just like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, he had a really good gloat yesterday or the day before where apparently all this money that Kamala took in, like billions of dollars, and yet they're $20 million in debt. Like they spent all of it plus $20 million, and so Trump basically offered to pay the DNC and the Kamala campaign's debt off. Like he's like, I'll give you $20 million. I have it. Because we know we took in so much, and we were so much better with our money. Again, Josh, you know, like because we're men, we know how to like
manage the
manage the money,
Read
right?
what numbers are minus each
yeah.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's,
yeah, but yeah, the gloating. I'm like,
I'm not
oh.
subtracting from the bank. I'm enhancing our lives.
Josh just feels like it might be too real of a thing.
Yeah.
You feel very, it feels very, what's the word?
Close to home.
Close to home. Yeah. I feel like I don't know, like we normally are talking about.
I want your wife to teach my wife Jew math
Well, dude, just bring
so she
her,
can stop being a black spender.
bring her
Black
over.
money matters.
Yeah,
If you guys believed, like I did, that God is Loki and chaos is the Lord,
yeah.
then you would be happy all the time because the most retarded thing always happens. Like I want the funniest thing that could be possible to be what happens, and that's usually. Again, I don't have a control for the experiment,
Yeah.
but to me, usually the funniest thing that happens is what ends up happening.
The
The most retarded timeline.
I have
Just
to
enjoy it.
I have to say, of course, I didn't want Trump to win, but it is,
Of course.
it is funny. It is a funny thing to
Are you
like,
putting on a headscarf right now to pretend like you have cancer?
dude. I fuck. I don't remember if I was talking
Of
about.
course, I don't want Trump to win.
I tried to find the most trollish vote, and really, voting for Cornel West is the most trollish vote because I'm going as left and black and social justice as you can possibly go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, black
Yeah.
justice.
I think he maybe got like 20,000 votes
Hey,
nationwide.
you're one of them.
Hey,
That's
almost
good,
as many as Audrey Scott got.
Yeah, right.
man.
Did you guys hear about the North Korean soldiers in Russia
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
porn?
No.
So yeah, North Korea sent soldiers to Russia to fight in Ukraine, but
never
apparently,
seen
as
porn.
soon as the North Korean guys saw a computer, they all just got on porn and started jerking off and
Boob.com.
Oh man.
because they don't have porn out there.
Yeah.
They don't have the internet or
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
Well, yeah, they have North Korean internet.
Yeah.
There's no good porn on that. That's for sure.
You know how to say hello in Korean?
Yoboseo.
Annyeonghaseyo, annyeonghaseyo.
It's Anyang.
But that's what all the Zennials say when they see a hot chick. Yo,
Yeah.
yo,
Yo.
annyeonghaseyo, yo.
Anyon,
chill, Zaddy,
the
chill.
Arrested Development kid.
Yeah,
Anyon.
yeah. That's how I'm always doing that. Yeah.
Annyeonghaseyo. Yo,
Yeah.
Yo.
for real. FRFRRN.
Well, then we had another conversation with another lesbian.
Yeah.
And got
Is
into
that a lesbian bar?
and got
No,
into
it's
that's East Side. It
Austin.
might as
It's
well
East
be,
Austin,
dude.
bro, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there's
They're
a
all
heavy
lesbian.
lesbian
It's
contingent.
a lesbian bar. Every bar is a lesbian bar. on the
Bullets,
East side.
side shaves
I-35
and-
into the lesbian
Yeah.
area of town.
But
Muffin
she was
munchers.
interesting to talk to, which mostly I just like sat and listened and learned.
I love lesbians.
Because it was
No, I
interesting.
love 'em.
It was interesting you talking about your trans experience.
Oh, yeah.
And how it was obviously very, very hard for her to consider the idea that maybe sometimes it's not real.
Yeah.
Back up the fun
Yeah.
wagon.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
trans experience did you have?
Oh, my.
Okay.
He fucked
I
the
thought you-
trans.
Yeah.
I do.
I thought you
Several
meant
times,
I was like,
actually.
oh, what? There's a dick.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
every time Blizzard had a party in Vegas, he was like, trans prostitute,
Yeah.
gonna do it. I need to see.
I was blacked out. I got roofied. I didn't know what I was doing.
The Blizzard is for snorting coke off of dudes' balls.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. That night. Well, let's go back to the trans and the lady and all. But that night that I got roofied, I was telling Josh how I got roofied in Vegas. It was like a systematic roofing of like a bunch of people at this party, like hundreds of people, and their wallets all got ripped off. And anyway, I did some ridiculous shit. Like the next day, like people were like, "Dude, do you remember when you like?" I was like, no, I don't remember that at all. Like, what the fuck, man?
Cool, you guys
You
really
remember
got
when you
roofied.
banged that tranny?
Do you remember when you banged that tranny?
Oh,
Oh,
they're stolen-
Trump's president. We can say that
That's
now.
true,
I'm
yeah.
not bleeping that word.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm free to speak my mind.
That's another stolen valor girl things do when they get drunk. They're like, I think someone roofied me.
Yeah.
They're at a bar and they're just trashed.
Right.
Roofies are expensive, bitch. Nobody wants to put
Yeah.
that in your Jeep.
No. Yeah, no
If
no
somebody
one's
roofied
wasting
me,
that.
I'd be like, thanks for the $20.
Thanks for the
I'm gonna
drugs.
have an awesome time.
Yeah. Dude, you do have an awesome time. The problem is you don't remember it.
I know. It's like it's the tree falling in the woods. If you have an awesome time but you've been roofied, does it even
Does it
count?
even exist?
That's
yeah,
for
it
other
doesn't
Josh
exist.
to remember. You have to
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah. Oh, when you get roofied, do you remember what
finding
happens
weed
last
that
time you
you
got
hate.
roofied?
Yeah, it's like Severance.
Oh,
it's like
shit.
yeah.
Oh, dude,
it's
when
like
you get roofied, it's severance.
yeah. It's like you're going to work. You know?
Oh,
The
shit.
underneath,
Yeah.
the down below.
Oh man, well,
Right.
give me some roofies.
Right.
That's like when you hide your weed from yourself when you're high, and you're like, "Fuck, I have to get high
Where's my
again."
weed?
To
Yeah.
find it, but I
Yeah.
don't have any. 'cause
Yeah.
I hid it.
Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, so Chris went into like his experiences with his daughter, son, daughter. Mm-hmm. So his daughter, son, daughter.
Don't
Yeah,
call
yeah,
me son or daughter.
And it was just the person that we were talking to. She was very, very nice, very, very sweet,
Reasonable.
reasonable
Pretty
too,
reasonable,
and was
yeah.
just sitting and having a conversation. Didn't
Well,
get
you're
there was
POT,
no
you're
emotion
parent
or
of
whatever.
trans. POT is a protected class now.
Oh
Yeah.
You have your own suffering.
Yeah.
You could have been killed.
True. I mean, yeah. I drug her through Arkansas. That's
Yeah.
true. I could have been
You've
killed.
been killed in the library reading
Yeah.
books to kids.
But it was just really it was really interesting to watch like the ways that like the responses and how things were considered and things like that.
Yeah.
And
when you're friends with somebody.
yeah, I have a friend who
Everybody's nice in person.
Yeah.
Shitty online.
Oh yeah. If that conversation was online, it would have been toxic
Yeah.
as fuck. But it was good because it was in person.
yeah, I have a friend, the guy I work with, who's I call him Indian Jason because he's an Indian dude who reminds me a lot of Jason, who
Jason.
is been on this podcast, and he is about as like white dudes for Harris as you can get. He's a really sweet guy, and he was talking about I have a lot of trans friends, and I'm scared for him right now and all that kind of stuff, and he kind of went into that. It's been proven multiple studies that it's completely reversible. Any of the puberty blockers, and I'm like, dude, I am seeing contradicting studies, and there's a reason why Europe and Britain have completely gone back on that, and we're not, because the people who are in charge of those decisions and all that are like
Publish
will
a
not.
study
Yeah.
by studying something. Anybody can study something and
Yeah.
publish it and say, this
So-
is a study.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've
that
read
kind of
these studies.
Right.
like, and then
That
she
I
even
studied.
said that whenever people become detrans, they become very transphobic a lot of times.
Right,
And I'm
right.
like, well, I can see how you're framing the people who are like, wait a minute, this isn't right. I didn't, who go back.
They're
you
the
know?
bad. They're the bad guy
Yeah, how
because
that-
now they're yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that if you identified as the opposite gender, and then you did feel like, oh
were
man,
duped or
I was
something. Yeah, yeah.
or I was subject to a social contagion.
Yeah.
Maybe you feel kind of stupid.
I mean-
maybe you're angry at the adults who pushed you in that direction.
Yeah.
like
They're cutting boys' penises off every day.
I mean,
They're cutting off girls' pussies. That's how I grab them.
the thing that that I think would be a good analogy to say to people is a lot of people were raised religious, and then when they realized that it was all bullshit or they left, they were very angry at the the adults and the people who raised them as kids to believe that there was a talking snake, and that
Right.
if you cut a guy's hair off, he loses his superpowers and he can't be Incredible Hulk anymore,
Jesus is
that
watching
kind of
you
stuff.
masturbate.
right.
And so
good stuff.
like the anger of how could you have believed this, and how could you be teaching kids to believe this? There's a lot of the same kind of mechanisms, and I'm like, don't you understand why people would be like, it's all bullshit, fuck you, it's all bullshit? If maybe, especially if they did something that was, I'm sorry, irreversible,
Yeah.
something that you can't
or
undo.
even if it's not irreversible, even if it's just like heavy, like a heavy thing
Yeah,
for a kid to
yeah.
do. Like, I mean, mastectomy or like getting your dong removed
Yeah.
or something like that. Like a dong removal. Is that what they call it officially?
Yeah.
We recommend a dong removal for your daughter. But
Do you think Louis C.K. could have girls watch him masturbate in youth group? Because of what would Jesus do? Jesus watches kids masturbate.
Maybe he should. I guess we can give him credit for not going like right wing Christian, like Russell Brand or some of these other
We
guys.
were
that
watching
went,
him on the
like,
Kundalini thing
hardcore.
last night. There's a Kundalini doc.
dude, I'm loving this Kundalini doc.
I'm
We're
watching it with my wife. I'm like, fucking learn.
dude, we just watched the last episode that's out of it, Breath of Fire, right?
Yeah.
Is this a Netflix?
It's
No, it's
HBO.
HBO. I haven't seen this one pop up.
It's a huge cunt bitch that tries to take over for this Arabian dude for his whizness of windows and vaginas.
Josh, you're mostly right, but he's Indian. I don't think he's Arabic. I think he's Indian.
I don't think Josh has that spot in his brain that can tell the difference.
He's like he's brown.
It's constant.
In Virginia,
Every-
everyone who's brown is Arabic
Yeah,
or
it's
Mexican.
like every woman is his wife, and every person who has multiple wives is an Indian.
Hondurans are Spaniards.
Yeah,
They're all Spaniards.
yeah.
They're all royal Spaniards with swords. It's very nice.
yeah.
Did y'all hear the breakdance bitch quit?
Oh,
No,
after the
she, and, then,
election?
and then she went back on it, and then she's saying she's not retiring. I'm like, that shit right there is like, that's Kamala
Performatively
Harris.
quit the day after the election.
That's like
I just
that's
can't do this anymore.
like her competing in the Olympics is all the white HR ladies convincing themselves that Kamala Harris is the most amazing person who's ever run for president.
Yeah,
And that's what our the person that we were talking to was like, she was a badass prosecutor, but she was just repeating these lines that she got direct from that Kamala HQ Twitter account. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
And I didn't challenge it. I was like, I know a lot of things about Kamala Harris that contradict that.
badass prosecutor who put all those people who are just dealing weed in jail.
One good
Like,
thing about Trump is he generates original content. He doesn't rip anyone else's shit
true.
off.
That's
It's all
true.
top of the dome.
Yeah.
Raps.
yeah.
Fucking freestyling.
It's not consistent or
No.
it doesn't fucking
Yeah.
make sense.
There's no indication of having been written anywhere beforehand.
You might be
Free-
listening to his Spotify playlist for the next 40 minutes. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of shit that
Yeah,
might
you know,
come out.
everyone loves Fleetwood Mac.
But the first thing that I remember ever hearing about Kamala Harris is that when she was in the Senate, she was sponsoring an anti-lynching bill to make lynching like some type of federal hate crime. And we're like,
First thing I heard
we're
about
having a lot of. Are we having a lot of lynchings these days? In the past 100 years, have there been a lot?
No, it's on the lawless books in Kentucky and shit, but they don't do it.
Well,
First
and-
thing I heard about her was
you know-
that she was on her break and it was not her job.
Why? You know who she was really she was friends with, and it's like she had like appearances with while she was sponsoring this anti-lynching bill.
Who?
Jussie Smollett.
Oh, shit.
So she's got this anti-lynching bill. She's making appearances with Jussie Smollett, and then the thing happens. She immediately puts out a tweet, and she hasn't deleted it. I can give her props for not deleting this tweet. But Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or the color of their skin. We must confront this hate. She puts that tweet along with all of Hollywood, immediately believes it. I see the news, and I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't there like a polar vortex in Chicago right now? Isn't it like negative 20 degrees? And this guy's walking at 2 o'clock in the morning to get a Subway sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, and
Trying
this
to eat
happened.
fresh.
I knew it was fake immediately, and everybody else should have
He's
too.
gay. He's trying
Yeah.
to meet Jared.
Yeah.
That's the
Trying to
first
go
thing,
meet
and
Fat
then
Jared.
and then somebody a few days later, whenever it was becoming obvious that it was fake, basically gets her, corners her, and says, "Hey, what about this Jussie Smollett thing? It's coming out that it's not true." And she basically, "What? Well, I guess we have to see." Like she gave one of her Kamala Harris talking in circles. Well, we'll see what happens with the investigation. Blah 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 blah. And of course, she acted like it was like they were just. You know, it was a distraction that they were even asking her this question or whatever. And, and that's the first thing I remember about Kamala Harris. So whenever the primaries were happening in 2020, my two least favorite candidates, sadly enough, were the two black ones. Kamala Harris, because of that. And I was like, God, she sucks. Like, just listen to her talk. She has nothing. Like, she has no charisma. She's a black hole. And the other one that I didn't like was Cory Booker.
She has a black hole.
Yeah.
Because Cory Booker's fake as shit.
Yeah.
because Cory Booker's fake as shit, and whenever the Brett Kavanaugh thing, the hearings were going on,
Yeah.
and you know all of them were grandstanding and talking about how horrible it is that we're electing this rapist and all that kind of stuff. He kept talking about Christine Blasey Ford, I guess,
Yeah.
and he kept saying her truth.
Her
And I was
truth,
like,
yeah.
I immediately didn't like him. Anybody who says like her truth, his truth, I'm like, oh, you're full of shit.
You think Kamala's pussy's purple? I bet it's purple.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yo,
Just like
they're all
Oprah's.
purple on the
Yeah.
inside. Baby. Hey, baby. You know, baby, just let me look at it.
Everybody's saying comedy wins, and now we can say retard and faggot like you haven't already.
Yeah, I know. We've
Yeah.
been
You still
saying
have
it.
to look around.
Dude, it was great. The other day, we watched Idiocracy, so it was fresh on everyone's mind. But I was saying something to Kristen, and she's like, "You talk like a fag, and your shit's retarded." I'm like,
Nice.
"You,
Yeah.
you."
Just quoting a
Oh my
movie.
God! Finally,
Just quoting my favorite rap song.
Yeah.
It says here you talk like a fag and your shit's all retarded. But the better line after that is my ex-wife was tarded. Now she's an airline pilot.
yeah, now
you
she's
know?
an airline pilot. Yeah, exactly.
Do y'all know who Letita James is?
Yeah, the New York attorney general who's trying to get Trump on his New York stuff. you know?
No, that Trump's attorney general pick warned her, "We're going to throw your fat ass in jail."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who is this person?" I looked her up, and I was like, "Damn, she's got a fat ass."
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Oh. I saw a
Damn, I
little.
like that.
I saw a little twinkle in your eye right there.
Damn, Zaddy.
Yeah, she looks good. I mean, I'll throw her fucking fat ass in the corner.
That's
You gonna learn now.
that's very very.
Yeah.
Kind
You gonna
of
learn today, don't you? Run, girl. Where you
Yeah.
going?
Oh man.
I watched The Apprentice. It was really good.
You watched The Apprentice?
Yeah,
The
it's
movie.
like
it's
Wolf
the
of
movie.
Wall Street.
Oh wait.
No, the movie.
It's the movie with Sebastian Stan as Trump.
Oh yeah.
It's-
Oh, that new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it leaked? Is it out
Yeah,
somewhere?
it's on the Plex. Yeah,
Okay.
it's on the Pirate Bay. I can download it on the Pirate Bay.
Is it,
if
was
you
it
wanna listen on it?
was it good? Was it funny?
Yeah, I mean it's fucked up. It's sad, but he does a great job, and it's got a lot of debauchery. It's all the sex from Wolf of Wall Street. It's just gay dudes fucking
Because
in
it's,
like a
it's
parlor.
Roy Cohn. Who plays Roy Cohn in it?
The Jeremy Strong.
Oh, Jeremy Strong, right, from Succession.
Yeah, hell yeah, he's really good.
Oh, that guy.
I'm the eldest boy. Have you
Yeah.
watched
He
Succession?
pulls a fucking
Yeah, yeah.
Tom Hanks from Philadelphia and does really AIDSy acting.
Oh yeah, good.
Oh, I could have been killed.
I love AIDS acting. It's
Sneezed, I could've
honestly,
died.
it's my favorite kind of acting. AIDS.
AIDSy.
Speaking of city council things, did you watch? You would finish The Penguin?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I haven't watched Penguin yet.
It was you don't feel good at the end of it. It's a really, really good show, but you do not feel good.
You want
at
to
the end
fucking
of
feel
it.
good?
Yeah.
Watch fucking My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely. It's 8 episodes. I recommend it. Colin Farrell and Kristen.
Oh, I'm into.
Milioti,
No, it's on my list. Yeah,
are really good. I mean, they both should get nominated for some shit.
we just watched Sunny. Did you guys watch that with Rashida Jones and the robot, the Japanese like?
Yeah, a little
homebot?
bit. That's been on in my house.
Yeah,
I watch it like you watch it. There was some woman put it on and
I mean,
just in the room.
I thought it was actually pretty good. I don't know if I would have picked it on my own. We could say that about it, but
it's a nice way of saying it's a girl show.
it's kind of gross.
I'm not saying I would have put it on myself.
But every now and again, like what was that one show? Beef with
Yeah, that was good.
Ali Wong. No,
Ali Wong and
it was
Ali
and,
Chong.
the guy from Walking Dead. What's that guy's name? Steven Yoon. Yeah,
That's a chick show, and that
was probably my favorite show. Was that last year or the year before?
I think it was last year.
That was my favorite show of last year. It was so the music, dude. There was so
Dude.
much cool '90s rock that
Yeah.
I grew up with. And
Yeah, that was
Well, yeah, if they do throw Latita James's fat ass in prison, then she will be bound by what has been.
no.
Kamala was all about being unbound by what? What did she say? Unbound by what has been.
How was it? She was like,
Now they're all going to get bound and deported and
shit, I can't
Put
remember
it
it.
back
She
in
said it.
time.
She said it
Times
50
come.
billion times. It was like her catchphase. It was,
Yeah.
kid in a jail box. In
it was
Mexico.
what can be unburdened by what has been. Or something,
That
yeah.
sounds about right. It's so funny because I voted for Kamala. I don't know why I did, but I did.
You cuck.
I pretty
You lied to your
much,
husband.
yeah.
You lied to your Christian husband.
I lied to my Christian husband. I voted for Kamala, but I almost forgot everything about her in the last week.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, that's over.
Oh, that's what I said. Is that she is going to be memory like for the past 6 months or since she was
She's
made.
got 'em.
I was like she's going to be memory hold. She is gone if she
Yeah.
loses this.
Yeah.
She needs to dump him out. Time to dump him out.
It's time for her
Time
to
to
get an
slurp America
OnlyFans.
off and
Yeah,
dump
you
them
know,
out.
if she did have an OnlyFans, it may have made her more likable.
I'm going
We
to
should've
bind
told-
her
we
by
should've-
what has been
we should've-
theretofore before.
We should have
She
said that
wants to get
yesterday
bound
and see what they said.
Yeah, but I've been saying that she was going to be gone, and really they kind of just she was like the sacrificial lamb. They just wanted her out because
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be like, it's her turn. So like, okay, your turn.
Yeah.
push her like off the cliff.
Oh, did you notice when we were walking out and you said the barely legal thing?
Yeah.
Were you picking up on that? You're like, oh, barely legal, and I'm like, barely legal, and we were like,
Yeah.
and she was like, oh, barely legal. Oh, you guys are just like such. She was like making fun of us basically
Yeah.
for.
And I was
I
like-
mean, not in like a super
Yeah.
crazy way. Like,
So yeah, they had to get something from a car, and they said they were parked in the front. She was like, "We're not legally parked." I'm like, "Oh, you're barely legally parked." And we said, "Oh, barely legal." like
yeah,
that.
yeah, we were like, oh, well, I think I told
Like
you-
female teachers aren't the ones fucking little boys more than anyone else. Like we're not the only ones.
Yeah.
I think I told you about this. We went, her and Kristen and her husband, we all went to dinner at Jack Allen like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I took like a gram of mushrooms before we went. I had like 2 margaritas, and
Yeah.
me and him were just having a fucking rip roaring
Hell yeah.
time, man.
The lighting is nice in there for that.
It's perfect.
Parlor-ish.
Dude, I'm eating a
You have a swank time. on
I'm
shrooms.
eating a
It's dope.
fucking like chicken fried pork chop and drinking fucking Mexican martinis. I was lit the fuck up, and we were having so much fun. I mean, me and him are joking like crazy. The girls are having fun. The next day he calls me. He's like, hey, I'll say her name. He's like, hey, so-and-so, she's not really happy about last night. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, everyone was having a great time. He's like, yeah, she just thinks that we were like broing out a little too hard. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like we're having
You're not allowed to
fun?
have fun.
Yeah.
I was like, so I asked Kristen, I'm like, hey, did anything weird happen last night? She's like, no, it was super fun. She's like, you guys were like on fire. It was like everyone was.
I love his smile. I love his eyes. I'm going to take it away. I love his humor. I love his balls. I'm going to remove them all. I'm going to put it all in my
They're
purse.
going into this jar.
I'm in an old purse in the closet.
But even Kristen, who can be kind of like, hey, you were a little bit
Yeah,
out there last
right.
night. She was like, no, like you guys were really funny. Like everyone was laughing. We were having a really good time. Why? I'm like, oh, so-and-so said we were like broing out too hard. And she's like, no, you weren't.
It's that
No.
I think I've brought it up before, but that scene in Knocked Up, whenever Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen are just like totally bonding, talking shit, and the girls are with it's them and the wife and the girl, and they start just saying like they start making jokes and talk about Back to the Future,
Yeah.
and they get mad, and then Leslie Mann's like, well, maybe if you guys got a time, because they're talking about like the DeLorean and all that, he said, well, maybe you guys should get in a time machine and go back in time and fuck each other. and then they're like, he's like, who needs a time machine? You know, just broing out, you know, having like dude love or whatever.
yeah,
My wife
They
was
hate that.
Yeah.
And that scene got it so perfect. There's just
Yeah.
a certain kind of chick who
Right.
just cannot take, and I guess guys are kind of the same way when chicks get together and they're annoying, but we don't get, of course we don't get bitchy about it, right? You know?
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
like a hen
yeah.
house.
I mean, but yeah, the how dare you? That's not allowed for you to have fun and be a dude with another dude friend of yours.
But I mean, it's not like we excluded the wives. We were like all joking.
Yeah.
Everyone was laughing. It was
Yeah.
like a
No,
fun.
my wife leaves when we start throwing M80s at each other's chair.
Okay, I
And
get
then
that. I
the
actually.
bar had to call and say we burnt the porch.
Is
You
this
guys
a
were
thing-
broing out last night.
Is that a thing that happened?
Yeah, we put my friend Russ would always pass out with his flip flops on, and we put a cigarette between his toes.
Oh, yeah,
until
yeah.
you wake up.
Yeah,
We're playing Bernie, Slappy,
yeah,
Pushy into traffic.
yeah. I
That's what
remember
the Rainy
you.
Street Murderer is doing now. He's just playing Pushy. With people. They're finding him all at the
Into
bottom
the
of the
river.
river. It's like, come on the bridge, let's play Pushy.
I don't know. When the girls do it, when they get like,
I've never seen him get wild
no, they don't get
and
wild,
break
but like,
shit.
they just get like this. The Gen Z boss in a mini. That you've seen that video, right?
I don't know if I have.
Oh man, I've got to show this to you. You keep going. But yeah, whenever
Wait,
girls get together,
Yeah,
well,
so my sister and my wife, they like back in the old days, they would get together and I'd be there, of course, and they would just start like ripping on me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
It's either that or they kiss each other and they're like, I'm sluts. Oh my God,
I don't
kissed
want
you.
to.
Did we kiss
The
last
last
night?
fucking
Never
thing-
did that.
The
Don't tell
last
anybody,
thing in the
you
world I
slut.
want to see is my sister and my wife kiss.
But that's like
there's-
the worst thing they can think of.
that's
They're
true.
like, let's fuck chaos up.
yeah.
We're burning down the porch, and they're like, we smooched. In the potty. We went in a potty and smooched.
Scandalous.
Oh my God, you fucking badass bitch.
This is scandalous.
We should
bitch.
start a tattoo studio together because we kissed.
So you've never seen this?
I don't think so. I think I know that.
Okay, so
Oh,
this is it's like some HR, marketing girls for some skincare company decided to do, and I guess it's a TikTok trend where it's almost like come up with a couple things about yourself and we'll make a chant out of them or whatever, and it's this.
Gen Z boss and a mini. Gen Z boss and a mini. Itty bitty titties and a bulb. Itty bitty titties and a bulb. 5'3" and an attitude. 5'3" and an attitude. Secret product in the trench. Secret product in the trench. New friend green and a sneaky link. New friend green and a sneaky link. Fake 10 hands in a hoop. Fake 10 hands in
It's
a
the
hoop.
worst thing I've ever seen. In my life.
Yeah, so this thing got
my
this
God.
thing went viral in like July, and everybody was like, "This is everything wrong with affluent white female liberals right here, like the chicks in your office, the HR women, the ones who like, we're so funny and we're gonna and all that, And so now this has made a comeback now that Kamala Harris lost, and like this is literally her entire base. These are the girls that took the L last week.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it-
going to start a shadow women's organization and just have like an anti-rape rally, just so I can have video of women running around going, "No rape, no rape,
Yeah.
hell no,
Yeah, it's
Stop,
like yeah,
don't rape."
this right wing guy. This was the moment Kamala lost. There was no coming back from this.
Yeah, pretty much.
The
man.
women have reported a rise in online misogyny following Donald Trump's victory
But they reported a rise in online misogyny since there's been an online.
because nature is healing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this-
Yeah.
Life
In
finds
fairness,
a way.
there's quite a bit of online misogyny, but
It's like the grass
also-
growing up between the sidewalk cracks.
Yeah.
You can try
Yeah.
to pave things down, but it's
right.
wild. It's
But
gonna, this is where the wild
it's
things
there.
are.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good one. Short-haired chick crying, and it says Gen Z boss in the kitchen.
Is that an AI
Yeah,
generated sad voter?
yeah.
Oh man, Donnie, are you and Josh? Are you surprised that I haven't seen this? Josh, have
No,
you seen it?
no. Yeah, yeah. Because you're not on any social
I'm
media.
jealous. That
No.
haven't
You
seen
don't
it. I've
follow
seen
the
it too many times.
trends.
I don't follow the trends.
Yeah, you are such
That was
in
like the
such
sixth
bliss.
time I've seen that. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I wish I had never seen it.
Well, I kind of do the.
I
though,
wish I was dead right now because we watched it.
because
Right.
I do. I like though. I kind of like the shtick that we have, where you guys know about this stuff and I
Yeah.
don't know, it, and then you show
We get to
me.
show you it.
Yeah, and
right.
it's like.
YouTube vlogger explodes the controversy. Chris always knew everything.
Yeah.
They were faking it the whole time.
Dude, it would be really funny
Chris
if
has
like
seen every
you're,
movie.
You're at my house one day and we're like watching a thing on the TV, and then you see my browser history, and it's literally like everything,
Yeah.
and you're like, "That son of a bitch."
Mon Dieu.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm scared that the Nazis are coming. I'm an eighth Jewish, but I killed the thing and made 2 pure babies.
Yeah, he
So
has
it
he has
can't
a
be-
very
nobody can
he has
be
a very
Jewish.
Aryan wife.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Nobody
He has
can be
very
Jewish after
Aryan
me.
kids.
After being 1/8, no one else can
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, it would have been on the mom's side. So I snipped it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the Nazis
You
should
snipped it.
be
all
thanking
right,
me
yeah.
for making 2 Nazi babies.
Right. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
and killing off my own
Well, just tell them that when they come.
chain of David or whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
called.
just let them know that when they come to your house, you just tell them that whole
Here,
thing.
take these kids. Have
Here,
them.
take
Put
these
them in the army. They're good fighters.
Yeah.
I always,
They're strong. We give a lot of organic stuff.
whenever we drive through the checkpoint in El Paso, it's always like the big joke, like, there's this schmarmy, ambiguous man holding you by your own accord just because she's white as shit and I look like this.
Sex trafficking her.
I'm sex
everywhere.
trafficking her. Yeah.
He was sex trafficking her through the checkout.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I was sex trafficking her. She never wants to.
Under our new leadership, I think that Chris has a deportable nose. We might need to.
That's true. I need
Yeah,
to carry my
yeah.
papers with me everywhere I go.
Papers,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, I need to keep.
I don't know.
my
With
papers
Stephen
handy.
Miller is the chief of staff of policy. He might be looking at people's noses to figure out who to get rid of.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's a
Speaking
good
of
point.
Nazi policies, the 4-H, what's it called?
4B.
The fucking girls
4-H.
withholding
4-H, isn't that the thing at the high school with
Yeah, that's
the,
like the
cows and shit?
agriculture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cows
yeah.
being
Cows.
immature. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Same thing, 4-H. It's women withholding sex from people. Fucking immature cows in high school.
Yeah, so that's another
From
thing that's happened.
incels. They're mad at the incels who weren't getting pussy.
Yeah, it's
They're
like-
oh no.
Yeah.
You took away my $0.
Right.
Right. So, okay, this is another thing that Chris obviously doesn't know about because
Yeah.
he's not on the thing. So there is.
Well, hit me with it. Let's see.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so-
need you to keep up with misogyny
Yeah.
just for the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I
If you
will.
can,
Okay.
Just for
get
bits,
I mean,
right?
I want to see what your feed looks like after
Yeah.
you fucking
Yeah.
subscribe to only women hating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So South Korea is having the same type of issues that we are, except
It's
seems
way
to be
worse.
Way worse.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
did.
men or the boys are getting way more conservative, and the women are more liberal.
Yeah.
And they're misogynistic, whatever. So there's a movement in South Korea called 4B, which I guess B like BI is their like word for no or something like that. And so they're getting no on 4 things: no to dating men, marrying men, sleeping with men, and
Oh,
doing something like they're basically cutting themselves off from men.
I have heard about this.
Right.
Actually.
No.
Yeah.
So
No.
across
No.
now since Trump, right? Since the election has happened, there's been some rumblings that like these that the really hardcore liberal women are like saying they're going to do the same thing, and I guess they've been posting videos of themselves on like TikTok shaving their heads, like they're going to make themselves all undesirable and all that kind of stuff.
More ugly than they
Yeah.
were a moment ago.
And so it's like, yeah, so you're not going to bang the guys you're already not banging because that's whose fault it is, right? And a lot of people have been posting that
They're being
video.
incels. They went from no one will have sex to me to I'm not having sex with anybody.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Oh, you're a hero.
there have been a lot of people posting that clip
Oh,
from or that
serious.
that picture from The Dark Knight when he's like about to beat the shit out of Joker and he's like, "You have nothing you can threaten me with."
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what? I'm still gonna not get to fuck you. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, don't threaten me with a dry pussy time.
Yeah.
I was talking to my buddy last night, and he's like 45, 46, and he's single, and he's dating. Like, he's actually actively trying to like find a wife. And he's like, on all these apps, and he's doing all this stuff, and he's like, man, every woman is just a fucking mess. He's like, they're all on antidepressants or antipsychotics.
Yeah.
They all, and he's like, there's all these like signs, like when they have a dog and they're super into the dog. And he's like, and then like 3 weeks later, she's like, oh yeah, like I'm on some medication. And then all this like psychotic shit comes up. And watching that Breath of Fire thing, it's like, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like
What is
all
it?
these
Are they pretending to be pregnant?
all these women are just like, they're searching for something. It's like, yeah,
They just want to
something.
waste money.
The something's already known. Okay,
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's
you-
like
you know
what
what
you're
you-
searching for is getting married and having kids in your 20s.
Do you know the most
Yeah.
comfortable place
It's
to do
obvious,
yoga?
right.
In bed.
Yeah.
Yoga is so easy to do in bed. You can do yoga in bed all day.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta watch this.
Yeah.
Donnie.
Okay. YouTube astrologer, a YouTube astrologer, Kundalini Yoga. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's bringing up the founding fathers and saying they're rolling in their graves about what's happening with all this. But they made a system that was infallible for about 250 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. 1776 to now.
Benjamin Franklin's like,
It had some staying power.
you have a contraption where you can see sex at all times.
Yeah.
He's gonna be one of the North Korean soldiers. He'd
Dude.
like lock himself in.
Yo
the,
Basayo.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then George Washington's like, and you say I can have new teeth?
yeah.
You know, it's like, what kind of things would they be like? They wouldn't even. Be,
love it.
I mean, it would take 2 years for them to even get to it. What is the political situation? They'd be
Yeah,
like,
exactly. They
know?
have to
Shut up,
work
I'm
their
watching
way
my
through
phone.
Yeah.
all of the ways that our life is just
Indoor
immeasurably
plumbing, you
better.
say?
I've got to catch up on the
Central
penguin.
air. You know.
I need to catch up on the penguin first before I open my mail.
Not dying of syphilis.
Yeah.
What is this soap?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Man.
Yeah, I wonder what the slop will be like now that the rednecks run everything. Hopefully, we're gonna
Oh
get the-
no, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna get even worse because they're gonna. All the
Thelma
Hollywood
Louise.
people are gonna double down, and everything's gonna be even more retarded and more lame and gay. I bet. I mean, eventually the money's gonna. I mean, I don't know. They have to respond to like what makes money and what doesn't make money at some point.
Do you get? I have a serious question. So you guys don't think that we've hit peak fag or peak retard? You think that?
because they're still doing the same shit.
You think we can still go higher?
I don't know. I just-
I
I think it remains to be seen because, like you said, it doesn't seem like it's. I mean, people seem to be
the top of
a
the
little
gay
bit more just like, not like
Yeah.
not like that meme of the chick with short hair screaming when Donald Trump won.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they've been. I mean, I've seen some of that,
Yeah.
but they've been
it's
less
way
liking
less.
it, right?
Well, I mean, when he won the first time, there was, I mean, not riots, but there were like massive protests in
and all
like
that,
every
yeah.
major city.
They didn't know what he was going to do either.
Well, that's what. And remember the women's march. Remember the pussy hats?
Oh, dude,
Hell yeah.
dude, my dad sent me a
Fucked one of those
picture of
hats.
him. You fucked one of those hats when it was on someone's head.
Turn it into a sexy boy, Fifi doll.
Man, if it could double as a real like pocket put, like a real like pleasure thing. Okay, sorry.
I mean,
I'm
it
getting
depends
off
how
track.
loose
My dad,
and yarny you like things down there.
that's fair. My dad voted for
Pussy's not yarny enough.
for Reagan, but then 40 years later, he's like at a women's march in a fucking "the future is female" shirt or
Really?
something. Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know
want
your
them to-
dad
I
was
want-
gay.
dude.
I want women to
My-
win because you fucking do it then.
Yeah,
Show me how you would fucking do it since you're saying y'all would have done it right.
Yeah.
I want to see what that looks like.
I feel
Try
like
it out.
I feel like
we
it would
didn't
be
give him a chance, Josh.
It would
Yeah.
be a lot like
Eat
Trump.
at the table.
Anything they did and it turned out shitty, they would just deny it and say that it was actually good.
Yeah.
I think it would be just like
it would
kind
be
of the same kind of thing that Trump.
right,
Yeah.
It would be a dictatorship too.
Yeah.
It would be an autocracy too. It
Yeah.
would just be like
a way bitchier one,
A way
cattier one.
I want to set up two AIs to debate using the traditional debate rules
Yeah.
against each other
yeah.
over abortion. But
Oh.
then they'll just realize that the sanctity of human life is like gay yoga shit
Right.
and start killing all of us.
Right.
Like if
It's
you
all
have
over.
two
That-
AIs
that's-
argue over abortion, they're going to come to the conclusion that why?
Yeah.
That's actually how
keep
life
these
on
animals-
Earth goes away, like by getting these two AIs engaged.
Yeah,
in a
two retards
debate.
are like, let's see what the robots think about killing babies. Let's plug in killing babies for two robots to talk to each
do
other
it.
about. Let's see what they do.
see what they do.
They're making a Mass Effect TV series. Did you see that? At Amazon.
Slop. I don't pay attention to the slop.
You liked? You didn't like Last of Us or Fallout?
I slop.
I thought we were saying that's the new cool thing.
So
It's
okay,
these long
I didn't
shows.
watch Fallout. I watched Last of Us. I thought Last of Us was okay.
No, Last of Us. The game is great, and the first game, and the show. The problem I had with the show was
Maybe with
that
Trump we'll have Mass Effect bro slop and be tight because he fucks chicks.
It's true. He does fuck chicks.
it's
What if it's the Dukes of Hazzard Mass Effect Trump version?
it's all. It's all
Yeehaw through space for pussy.
I don't like I said, I don't know what the new menu item is at McDonald's. I don't know what the
Yeah.
new NCIS show is, right? I don't. It's all the same to me.
So
What about
you
the
didn't like
Arkham-
the Last of Us
So
show?
the Last of Us show, that girl has such a fucking potato face.
Yeah.
That like she's just, and the only
I'm
reason
only
that
gonna watch
she,
it if I want to fuck the little girl.
yeah, right.
Yeah. hey, we're all on the same boat. All right, great.
And then Pedro Pascal is so overexposed now. He's in too much stuff.
He's been
And then the gay episode
The gay episode.
was just like
Gaping.
episode.
my question about that was like, if that episode was not about two dudes and instead it was about a chick and a
would
dude,
be Up. They
and
already made that.
yeah. And would everybody be like, applaud? This is so stunned, the best thing I've
brave of
ever
this-
seen. I
Yeah,
think a
yeah.
big part of the reaction to the Nick Offerman crusty butthole. There's a lot of good crusty butthole memes
yeah.
about like, you know, gross hairy butthole sex.
Right.
Would the
Delicious.
reaction to it have been? I think there was a lot of it. A lot of it was just because they were gay.
Right.
But again, the first Last of Us game is, as far as storytelling goes, is I think it has one of the best stories of a video game ever. And yes, the show was really good because it was literally the first game. Now, the second season, with what happens in the second game, I mean, if you want to talk about just shitting all over anybody who liked those specific reasons that the
everyone's
first one
gonna
was
love it.
good.
Yeah, Hollywood's gonna love the second.
Yeah, they're going to talk about how great it was, but it's. Are you going to watch the second season?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want to know what
Don't
happens.
tell me. Yeah.
So there's a character that they're casting to be kind of what you quote the bad guy in this new one, and that actress that they're casting is the actress that everybody said should have been Ellie in the first season. So the way they're doing this, it already has that kind of "fuck you" kind
Yeah.
It's more of a
thing
tomato
to it
face.
or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
yeah.
she's more of a cute
tomato.
face because in the
I think tomatoes are
game.
cute. I don't fuck a tomato.
In the game, the girl,
If you put it in the microwave for 10 seconds.
yeah,
fuck anything if you put it in a microwave.
Pretty much.
A dish rag.
yeah. In the game, Ellie's just like a cute little, you know, she doesn't have a face that is a little uncanny valley.
What
She
about
doesn't
the
look
Arkham
like
Asylum remake?
yeah.
Do you feel like Arkham Asylum needs more polygons? You're not gonna go again. You're doing it again now anyway. Right now.
yeah. It's like those are not my feeds. My feeds don't tell me what the new McDonald's menu item is. My feeds tell me, what my feeds do is they show me like, look at how stupid this new Dragon Age game is. How dumb are you for buying this new, because it's really bad.
Yeah.
Gay
It's
and retarded
really
alert.
bad.
It's really funny. Every time I leave here, I go straight to McDonald's, and I have no idea why. It's like I just drive straight there.
You
Yeah.
should stop short on the way.
Yeah.
And you get a better burger
Yeah.
from Shortstop.
Oh, I fucking love Shortstop.
Yeah. that's
Is
what
it
you
still
do.
cheap? I haven't been there in a while.
Yes.
It used to be really cheap.
There's a
I don't know.
drive-through.
It
and
might
they
still.
have
It might be
gravy.
$12 like everything else.
Dude, that's the thing actually about, so I know now I've endorsed Jack Allen like 50
Shortstop
fucking
will make
times on this
poutine
thing,
if you ask
but
them to.
Really?
They'll put gravy and cheese on.
Oh, I love poutine. That's the thing about Jack
It's
Allen
American
is
cheese
that
and cream
the
gravy.
burger's $16, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, it's not that much more expensive than a burger at some just
Yeah.
Shortstop.
That's
or
how much it
some
is at
shit
the
like
local
that.
over here.
The local. So just so you know, not that this matters to you, and it shouldn't matter, but if you go on these Tuesday nights, which tomorrow is one of them, 10% of all the proceeds go to my kids' wrestling team.
Oh, nice.
I don't
Yeah.
do anything on Tuesday nights anymore because Trump won on a Tuesday night, and I'm
The trauma.
not
The
gonna
trauma is
fuck
just too.
anybody with my pussy on Tuesdays ever.
And as a matter of fact, the trauma is so bad that I think I just need to play video games all night long. So I'm going to switch over to streaming a video game because I just the
talking about
trauma.
You deserve it.
The trauma. We're going to switch to. We're going to work through our trauma with a
You
cute
deserve
little
it,
Legend of
bitch.
Zelda game. That's the episode. Yeah, we stream on Twitch, God Awful Entertainment. We stream on YouTube, God Awful Entertainment. Stay tuned. We've got more
Tubi.
guests coming.
Well, on Tubi.
We're on all the sites.
Tubi's
Just
free for everyone,
follow
by the
us,
way.
like
We're on
us,
Crackle.
Crackle.
listen
with
to us,
comedians and cars getting coffee.
and that's the episode.